Joyhdae.
Ryan. Virgo season. So Gen Z gonna leave us alone, all right? They need to find their own things and leave our things alone. Story time.
Okay, because
Story
I was
time.
like,
What are you talking about? All
mm-hmm.
right, story time. It's the end of summertime, so I'm trying to be outside as often as possible, or maybe just because my wife thinks that I'm a chauffeur and I have to keep doing errands or whatever. So I'm outside 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Now it's a thing. And I thought it was just a fluke, but it's not. It's apparently a thing. 3 days in a row, 3 different black dudes, very young, in their 20s, driving down the street, blasting music. I tend to say, Brooklyn is not what it used to be. Usually people make a whole bunch of noise in Brooklyn. That's how you know you in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So I was kind of happy to hear the bass coming down the street.
Mm-hmm.
What song were they playing, Joyhdae? All 3 young black men. Remember, that's the key point here. What song were they playing?
Who Shot You by Biggie?
You would think, wouldn't you? Making my way downtown, walking around, or whatever. Vanessa Carlton? Joyhdae.
That? First of all, that is a banger. Okay.
Yo, I was like, what is happening? Like, am I in the did I wake up in the Twilight Zone? What's happening, Joyhdae?
I'm going to tell you why I think it's happening is because on the TikTok, there are a lot of streamers who, like, they'll do things like how you look versus the song that you're listening to. And a lot of the black men, it's like that song or like a Taylor Swift song. Like, they look very thuggish, and then like this is what's playing in their headphones. Or not even just like thuggish, but also just like, what's the secret song? Like, what's the song that you like that if your homies knew that you liked it, like they would judge you? And it's typically like that song or a Taylor Swift song.
2 of the dudes was just blasting the music. One of the dudes, I could hear him singing down the block over the loud ass music, and I was just like, "Wow!" Like
he was having a time. That is their song.
I did not know.
It's that one and Natasha Bedingfield's "Feel the Rain on Your Skin." No one else can do it for you. You can let it in. That, when I tell you,
I assume that's next. Yeah.
They love that song, and it does not help that in the earlier days of TikTok, they did a dance to it, like a hip hop dance to the song.
Oh my God.
And Natasha Bedingfield welcomed us with open arms because obviously,
as she should,
that's gonna also get her paid. And so now you can't tell us nothing when it comes to Natasha Bedingfield and that song. Okay.
Oh my God. All right. So just to get this out of the way, there will be no episode next week. I am about to act crazy on my solo trip. Not really. Yes. I'm about to go be zen, but I will not be here to entertain y'all on a Monday morning or afternoon. Just letting y'all know that.
We're getting a little breaky break because Ryan is traveling. So y'all can't be mad at me. The last couple of times where we had no episodes is due to me and my traveling. Now Ryan is traveling. Okay?
Hey. It's 1 week. Y'all survive. Yeah, I mean, y'all could go back, catch some of the old stuff. Even some of the audio stuff. That stuff be hitting lately. Just like these people have nostalgia with Vanessa Carlton and Natasha Bedingfield. Vintage Joyhdae is next level. I'm just gonna tell y'all this right now. Next level. That's Mumu Joyhdae. All right, just saying.
First of all, I appreciate you calling me out like that. Okay.
Don't worry, it won't be the last time.
I was just matching your energy because back in the day, I used to call you Mr. Out of Pocket for a whole reason. Okay. I wasn't just saying that to be cute. You was Mr. Out of Pocket for a whole reason. Okay. And all of a sudden you got a little refined on us. And now, ever so often, Mr. Out of Pocket comes back out.
I tell y'all, I'm nuanced and I no longer code switch. However it comes out, it comes out. I'm sorry. It just depends on my day. That's all.
That is true.
I have a couple of updates for you from very recent previous episodes. Just wanted to get that out of the way. And so, again, for the 3rd week in a row going strong, I have an observation. God. This is Virgo season. All right?
Oh, goodness. Okay.
All right. Fake teeth. They call it dentures.
Mm-hmm.
Why not substitutes? Missed opportunity, no? For those listening, she has her head down in her in her palms.
I just,
No,
mm,
is
well,
okay. I'm just all right. That was the only one. I'm
upsetting.
not gonna hit y'all with three this week. I thought that was the doozy. No.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
I
All
just,
right.
um,
All
wow.
right. Another thing. Another thing.
Mhm.
Last week's observation. One of them was an octopus has 8 legs, and why is in October the 8th month of the year? Fun fact. Fun fact. Our listener Carlisa hipped me to game. She
Okay.
told me October used to be the 8th month of the year back in
Oh,
ancient Roman calendar. It was only 10
oh.
months at the time. And October used to be the 8th month until they added, January and February. I had no clue.
You know what's crazy is I definitely said ask the Romans last week when you said
You
that.
did. You
Yeah,
did.
I said ask the Romans, and after it ended, because y'all know. Oh, but well, y'all know my mouth moves faster than my brain,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't remember if it was the Romans or not. But I was just gonna let it go. So I'm
Right.
glad that I was right in that moment. Also, I have to make this correction.
Okay.
Last week I said the episode dropped on Adrian's birthday.
I
I
was
don't know
like,
who Adrian.
who the hell is Adrian?
I don't know who Adrian is, but I do know Andrea. And last Monday was
Hi, Andrea.
Andrea's birthday,
Hi.
and she felt the love, and she told me, she knew who I met. But when I listened back both times, it didn't. It again. Sometimes my ears move slower than my brain because I heard it, and it still didn't click until Monday when I said, "Now who the hell is Adrian?"
Mm.
So shout out to Andrea. She had a birthday on Monday, and she's been rocking with us for a while
Oh,
now.
man.
Come to find out, she has like a whole slew. She literally lives Virgo season. She has a whole
Nice.
slew of Virgos. Like her son is a Virgo. She has a whole slew of
Yes.
Virgos in her
Very
household.
nice.
So
Very
she is
nice.
the epitome of Virgo season. So shout out to you, girl. I am so sorry, but you knew where my heart was. You knew where my heart was.
All right. And one last one.
You know.
I don't appreciate y'all coming for me. Last week I talked about my youngest losing a bunch of teeth over the summer, and we were talking about how the tooth fairy forgot to drop off the gift and all that, and I mentioned the denomination, and people was like, "Oh, the tooth fairy only dropping off $1 these days? It's 2024, inflation, $5 for a tooth. What are we talking about?" I was like, clutched my pearls, like.
But
What?
they trying to tell you don't be underpaying baby girl, okay? Because and we already know she's not to be played with. So now they about to ask to speak to the manager and let her know that y'all playing with her money.
Y'all will not
Uh,
reach out to her because she will not shake me down. I'm just saying. She will not
she
do that. I'm just
she's
saying.
gonna shake you down.
Regardless, when we get to the register, if she don't have enough money, she just gonna look me up and down like she pays the rent. And so, it is what it is. So just
Um,
wanted to clear that up. Damn it.
I also found out my cousin, who's like my big sister, listens to the show or watches
Does
the
she?
show on
Okay.
YouTube.
I apologize on her behalf.
Thank you, thank you. Because I definitely told her when I say family don't listen, that includes her. Because
Uh,
I
mm,
need y'all to know me the way that y'all know me and
mm.
not the way that everybody else knows
Now we
me,
got to
you
talk
know?
about your dating life. Now we got to do it. Now we got to
Uh,
make her blush.
Well, I can give y'all a very quick update. I was talking to a gentleman. I thought it was going to be a thing until he told me I blocked him on everything.
Oh God.
Um,
Oh God.
but hopefully, well, yeah, I blocked him on everything. But let me give y'all the rundown, okay? So I was online. This gentleman hit me up. We were talking. He asked if we could exchange Skype information, which lets me already know that he was an older gentleman because who Skypes in the year
Skype.
2024?
Yikes.
He told me he was a civil engineer. He's out in Berlin, Germany, working on some projects. Great. Long distance. Y'all already know how I do. Couldn't ask for anything better.
You could
We
though.
get it.
You could though.
Um, we're talking, kicking it back and forth. I noticed he had a son or a child, and I asked him how old his child was, and he told me his child was a year and 4 months. So I said, "Oh, it must be hard being away from your kid, you know, because like I think it would be hard for me to be, especially if I have custody."
Definitely.
He said, "It is. I talk I talk to him every now and then." Red flag.
That is a huge red flag. Granted, I mean, my child was talking at that age, but there's not much to talk to a child that's a year old about.
I
But yeah, it is a huge red flag. At least I'm gonna FaceTime so I could speak to you or something, so that I could say words so that you know my face, what my face looks like, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting him to be catching up with his 1 year old, but I feel like, you know, a bedtime story every night, something, because
Yeah.
you're
Yeah. Involved.
thousands of miles away and you are the custodial parent, or that's what you're leading me to believe,
Yeah.
of this child. Talking to them every now and then
Yeah.
seems a little red flaggy to me. And
Yeah.
also, he tried to Skype call me on my birthday.
Mm.
And that was another red flag for me because you didn't ask me. We didn't get there yet.
He was
We weren't
he was calling to serenade you today,
That's what
and
he
you
said
did not
too.
and you did not take the serenade. Like,
And
you never know.
that's literally what he said when he messaged me on TikTok afterwards because I did not answer his call. He said, "You didn't pick up my call and I was going to sing to you." Absolutely not.
This could have given you shivers up and down your spine. You don't know. It could have been great. Could have been great.
I wasn't gonna get shivers from a guy who basically told me he is possibly a deadbeat dad. It's just it
Right.
wasn't
Right.
gonna.
Yeah.
And because of that, Kathleen, I mean, I'm probably still going to have to run a 5K, but Kathleen let this count as a date because I stepped
Oh
out of my
no.
comfort zone.
Oh no.
You not,
Oh
first of
no.
all, don't be
Oh
oh
no.
knowing nothing
Oh
because you're not
no.
involved
Kathleen,
in what Kathleen and I have
Kathleen,
going on.
Kathleen, we gotta
Mind your
talk.
business.
No, 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 no.
So I'm still, because I'm still
That does
going
not
to,
count.
it counts. I'm still going to pursue other avenues of dating, but
Uh-huh.
she gave me a little reprieval with that
Mm.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna wait to hear what Kathleen has to say, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Secondly, I'm gonna need you, as you embark in this journey of dating people, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call what you did with this man from Germany. Um,
He's from Alabama.
I'm gonna need you to just like either smudge your glasses a little bit or take them off or something, because I don't need you to see the red flags that clearly. Because sometimes what you'll do is you'll create a red flag out of like maybe a speck of red dust that was on the white flag, or you know what I mean, or something. You just blow it up, blow it out of proportion. I just want you to give people a little bit of a chance. All right, I'm not saying this person per se, but just give people a
Okay.
little bit of a chance.
But to my defense, before I fully say that someone is a red flag, because I know that I am the problem.
Mm.
Carlita told me that I am the villain. I get it.
So did Taylor Swift.
But what I will do is when something seems like a red flag to me, I will ask my other toxic friends and then my non-toxic friends
Mm.
if they got the same vibe or if they see what I'm seeing. And then majority kind of wins out on that. Do you know what I mean? Like I know I have friends where it's basically the blind leading the blinds when it comes to these sort of things because we do the same thing. Right. So I
Yikes.
know if they tell me yes, that I'm probably overreacting. I know that. And then I have my friends that have common sense when it comes to these things who'll be like, no, that's not that bad. And then I may like give it a little bit more wiggle room. So I'm not just out here chopping, hitting it off, chopping people off the block off of just my vibes. I do have a council of people.
You might need to dwindle that counsel down and then trust one trusty person that knows what they're talking about. But it is what it is. All I'm saying is, not so quick, not so quick there,
Not,
Roadrunner. All right.
not take your glasses off.
All right, that's my thing for now. Y'all got a lot out of me in the beginning of this episode. Let's see what else you got there, Joyhdae. What you got?
Okay. So before we jump into the meat of this episode, I have to get a couple of things off of my chest. I'm going to address three people. This is not an angry rant. This is just a "Ho, is you cool" rant.
Ho is you cool.
Yes.
Ho is you cool. Ho
Yes.
is you cool.
We're gonna
Mhm.
start "Ho, is you cool" off with
Before you go into that,
yes.
I have cool in my brain. So while it's there, what is the coolest letter of the alphabet?
The coolest letter of the alphabet. I don't know. What is that?
B,
Why?
because it's between A and C.
Oh,
Continue, Tiffany Haddish.
okay.
I know that joke is funnier than whatever you about to say about Tiffany Haddish. So go ahead.
I mean, everything is funnier than anything Tiffany Haddish has done, but I digress.
Yikes.
Ho, is you cool, Tiffany Haddish? You were at New York Fashion Week, invited to a fashion show. You were seated between Paris Hilton and her mother, Kathy Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
Two people who are not known for being the biggest advocates of the blacks, aka us. You somehow allowed these white women to convince you that it was okay to walk the runway at the like after the final model, like as she was taking her final walk, for you to hop on the runway and join them, embarrassing yourself and probably again getting yourself dismissed from ever being invited to that particular fashion show or maybe a couple more fashion shows in the future because you tried to make it about you and it was not about you. Ho, is you cool?
Uh, man. So I've come to as I approach my new year of life, I've been, thinking about a lot of things in my life, and one of the main things, this show. What I am going to, me personally, work on doing is punching up. Let's punch up at this point because I have so many dark things to say here, but 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 I have to keep reminding myself, what is Tiffany's story? I always say, if you know someone's story, you cannot hate them. Like, everybody's coming from very similar places and they have reasons for why they act a certain way. And so I kind of thought about it. I was like, Tiffany was raised in the foster system, a lot of adversities that, brought her to the point where she is now. There's probably lots of things that she has unresolved through undone therapy. And so I can get how these villains that are telling her to go out there and do something could be appealing to her. So I don't want to blame her as much as I blame Paris, Nikki, and her mother. I think Nikki was there too. You left her out. I think Nikki was also there. I don't know.
I always forget that Nikki Hilton exists.
so, so what I want to say is we got to do better. It's I have no problem making myself, like, being a part of the joke and being in on the joke on myself and all of that stuff. But what's more sad is that when people are making you the butt of the joke and it's not completely evident to you and you're just going along with it and shucking and jiving for the crowd. And I don't really like that too much. So I blame them more than I blame her, but I need her to be more aware. That's all.
I get your point. I do. I just feel like at some point, as a grown woman, despite your adversities,
Yeah.
you know, granted, sometimes you don't know when people are laughing at you and not with you. I will give you that.
Right.
But I feel like this has become her story. And if you don't have people in your life at this point, as long as you've been doing this, who are telling you how to maneuver in certain situations, I can't really just I definitely blame Paris and her mama more. You know what I mean? I
Right.
definitely do. But
Right.
it's time for Tiffany to also be held accountable because she's always doing this. Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
after a while, you can't just be like, it's them and they told me to do this because Like your parents used to say, if your friends told you to jump off the bridge, you're gonna do it
Would you?
too. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like at some point we gotta,
I get
you know what I
that.
mean?
But think about
But I
it. Think
get your
about it.
point though.
You just said, did your parents ever tell you? Now think about my statement and then put that against your statement.
Yeah, but would she jump off a bridge though? Even if she ain't have the, you
Um,
know what I mean? Like, well,
I
she's
don't
been
know.
dead.
I don't
Well,
know. You know what I mean? Like it's sad,
ho,
and I get where you're coming from, and I also feel a little bad for her. But
she went to Israel, talk about some she needed to learn the truth. All sympathy for Tiffany Haddish went out the window when she did that. When she was
yeah,
also out here rubbing shoulders with dictators in Africa, talk about she wants to learn. It's only but so much truth you can learn, Tiffany.
she
But
don't think that they
I
have
digress.
grocery stores and things like that. So I mean, I
I
get it. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with her, but
I digress. But another whole issue cool goes out to
oh, is you
Brian
cool?
McKnight.
Oh gosh, you said this is gonna be
Now,
quick today. You said this is gonna be quick.
this is you gave a full fledged defense of Tiffany Haddish. I was gonna move right on into Brian McKnight, but you came in and you made me
Oh
think about
God,
Tiffany
what a
Haddish.
terrible person. Oh gosh.
So, how is you cool? Because why would you think that you had the ability to start something, a series on any social media called Fatherhood Fridays? Hmm?
Mm,
Hmm?
mm-mm.
You literally took the song Back at One to heart because you said, I don't like the family that I created with my ex wife, so I'm going to start back at one with this new family and act like these hoes don't exist. We don't take you serious, Brian
Yeah,
McKnight. How
yeah.
is you cool?
Hey, how is you cool? This is a hard one to punch up on because
See?
I speak a lot about the way that I was raised and why I am the way that I am and how I want to raise my kids and be a husband in my family and things like that. Uh None of how he is moving through the world relates or resonates with me. I I don't know how you can call yourself a great father and not father your children and create a new family and then disregard your old family even if they are terrible, even if they are terrible, you had a part in that. So how I mm, this is terrible and I'm struggling for the punch up. So this is a work in progress that God is still working on me. I don't know
I
what to tell you.
just, he literally sat on that first episode and talked about his stepchildren as though they have somehow, I think he actually did say like they've given him a purpose in
A purpose or
fatherhood.
something. Like I watched that video, I watched it, and it was like just his snark alone just really rubs me the wrong way. Just how he was coming across in it, like preachy and like snarky, was gross.
Like, and I know you're not cool, but because we have canceled you effectively. You keep trying to go on tour and you keep trying to sell tickets in places, and your main audience, who happen to be that of the African American variety, are telling you that we don't want you in our cities. You've had a couple of tours or a couple of shows canceled due to lack of ticket sales and due to the fact that people have written into radio stations that were bringing you in to tell them we don't want him here because he's not a good person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that question is very rhetorical for you because, ho, you were not cool. But I digress. My last ho is you cool
Oh, is you cool? I can't get over this. Okay, go
goes
ahead.
out to Daystar Peterson, whom y'all call Tory Lanez.
Right.
And
I
the only
forgot.
reason this is going out to Daystar Peterson is you put out a message after your equipment was confiscated from in prison, saying that the higher ups are trying to stop you from doing work. Prison is not a playground, sir. You are on punishment. It is not a
Mm-hmm.
place for you to get to still do what you were doing on the outside. That is
Yeah.
why you are locked up and you have restrictions. The
Yeah.
higher ups don't care about the whatever you think you're doing by releasing new music other than keeping your pockets full. They just know that you have violated rules, that you have broken rules, that no one, regular or not, should be breaking in prison.
Yeah.
You need a reality check, Daystar. You are
Yeah.
in jail. In jail. Find something else to do.
I do remember when we first mentioned that he dropped music from behind bars that I felt that he might be breaking some sort of rule, and I don't think that it is what it is. I see a lot of people on the internet talking about how Rock Nation is coming for him and not allowing him to be great and all of that stuff. I don't. Why would Rock Nation need to do that? One, you told and made a big marketing campaign about you've done cracked the code, you and your engineer, and you can figure out how to make music over the phone in jail, and then you put the music out. The music gains some traction. You don't think any one of them COs heard that music? You don't think they're gonna come confiscate your stuff? Like, you did
You
this to
can
yourself. You did this
you
to
can
yourself.
barely have utensils in prison, but you think you're gonna have a whole recording studio in your
You
cell?
you can't have shoelaces. You can't have nothing. Like, this is not play like you say. It's not play.
But
The punch up. Uh, he made a little streaming money. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I'm
for
trying.
those
I'm
of you
trying.
who are listening and
I'm
not
trying.
watching, I just gave him my I'm not impressed face.
I don't-
And that
oh,
is it for
oh
Hold You
man.
Cool. That is
Oh
it for
man.
Hold You Cool.
Oh man.
Moving on.
Wow.
So last week we were so in whatever we were in. I was in celebratory mode because I was on vacation and my birthday was coming up that we completely forgot that we were going to see Usher at Barclays
Oh
the very
wow.
next day.
I forgot about this. Sorry. Yes.
And
Yes.
we didn't mention it on the show because I honestly couldn't even tell you. And matter of fact, you didn't even remember till the next day, I think, when you was like, we did not mention Usher. And I was like, God
On
damn.
the show.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we, like,
Because the episode came out late because Usher. It's Usher. You. In fact,
yeah,
you posted
I did
blame
post blame
Usher.
Usher.
Blame
Yeah,
Usher because I done spent my time
yeah,
over there at the Barclay,
yeah,
and when I should have been editing the show so that it could
yeah,
come out on time.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
yes, blame Usher.
But I mean, it came out on a Monday. That's all that matters.
It
You know what I
did.
mean? Like, it
That's
came out on a Monday, and that's
listen,
really all that matters, right?
listen.
So we have thoughts. Trying not to
Before you
laugh
start your
already.
thoughts,
Yes,
for the
yes,
record,
yes,
Janae was late. That's not the record. That's not what I'm trying to talk about. So my wife and I, we were there. For the
yes,
record, Jade was also in my section. I just want you to
yes,
know she was two rows ahead
yes.
of mine, on top of
Behind
me,
you.
behind me.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
So just saying, I does this. I know what I'm doing. Okay, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
the visuals were still the same.
Mm,
Um,
sure.
Shout out to Beyonce, by the way. I know y'all don't like me talk about her, but Homegirl really said in an interview she stopped doing music videos because the fans are the visuals, and I have never felt more disrespected in my life. But but moving on to Usher.
Yeah.
Um, so I originally, when we spoke about it after, I said that I gave Usher a 7.5 out of 10. I am now deducting half of a point, but not for the reasons that you think. I'm deducting half of a point because why would you bring out Method Man on my fucking birthday, Usher? Why would you bring out Method Man on my birthday? Because that should have been the birthday gift. I guess it was a birthday gift. It should have been a birthday gift when I was in the building. You know
Uh
what I
huh.
mean?
Uh
Like,
huh.
you brought out Jim Jones, which was like Harlem's good in every hood. I get it. But like, Method Man on my actual birthday?
On your
I'm,
actual
I'm
birthday. Yeah.
offended. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
deducting half of a point right now, and so I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I will say,
Mm.
Beyonce has me spoiled. Beyonce and Jay-Z as performers have me spoiled because what ends up happening is, unless you're going into like an intimate show, your expectations of like production wise are astronomical because even when Beyonce is not on stage, even when Jay is not on stage, if there's any sort of transition, you're not focused on that because there's so much happening for the visuals that you're just like, this is an experience. Okay.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Vocally, Usher was on point. Um, we're
Go
getting
ahead.
a little old. It was very evident that we're getting a little up there in age. Okay. Because there's definitely a point where my man struggled. There was a couple of times my man struggled a little bit because he thought he was 8701 Usher and he was really 9424 Usher, and there's a huge difference. There was some unnecessary parts of the concert. If you intend on going to see Usher's concert, spoiler alert, you may want to skip this part of the episode. There were parts that made me slightly uncomfortable, like the sex simulation that was happening on stage for way too long, in my opinion.
At some point, you're gonna have to pause so that I can interject at some
Oh
point
yeah, go
because
ahead. Go ahead.
you're going through a lot. I blame myself. I blame myself because I remember when the wife saw Usher last summer all over social media doing all the magic to these women in Vegas. She was like, I must go. I must go. I said, for what, ma'am? For what? And then and then I said, all right, whatever. But I went and looked for tickets for the Vegas thing, and I was like, you're just gonna have to pretend that you went because it won't be my dollars. I'm sorry. So then when he decided,
at home.
when he, oh, it's not actually my fault. He bamboozled us. Okay, yeah, because like when he announced the tour, I was like, oh, perfect. He's coming here. I don't have to pay for a flight and hotel and all of that. I could just get her some tickets for the show that's coming here. And so I was like, all right. We had our whole thing. We spoke about it on the show. We both was, oh, we got them tickets. We in the same section. All of that. We did all those things. Yeah, if y'all are true listeners, y'all heard it. Then Usher did the Super Bowl. And a lot of y'all, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I am one of those people that are living in my delusions and that the Lulu is the Salulu or nothing like that. I looked at that Super Bowl and I was like, I'm nervous. If this is what it's going to give at Barclays, I'm not interested. But I pushed that back. I pushed it back. I just let it go. I said, all right, he's going to pull it together by the time the show comes. I am pissed off today. I'm pissed off that I spent my money. Luckily, I didn't need that money. Luckily, I didn't need it. Because if I needed it, I would have been very pissed off. That was not a show for me. It was not a show for me. I want to go to a show that I feel like I couldn't have experienced elsewhere. Like I want to be enthralled in an experience. Like you said, transitions should not be evident. You should leave and you should feel like you're on cloud nine because you don't even know what you experienced just now. Like that's what it should have been giving. The audio, you said the boys' vocals were great. Sure, maybe they were, if we could hear it. Like, it was terrible audio in that place. Terrible audio. And you can't tell me it's just Barclays, because that's not the case. Because I saw Missy there the month before, and that audio was awesome. That audio was awesome. So don't tell me that his audio was great. It was not. I'm sorry. It was not. It just was not. And like you said, he was old, and he did one move where he flipped over on the stage, and it was just like, oh boy, how did I get down here? Oh boy, I got to turn over to the other side. Oh boy, I got to get from the bottom down here to the standing up position. How do I do that? And it was giving that. It was giving that. Was. All right, we've caught up now. You can continue. Sorry. It was not.
I will say, you have the ears of a gazelle. So to you, the audio was trash.
I don't know what that means, by the way, but I'll take it.
To the rest of us, with normal hearing, it sounded, I mean, there were moments where there was definitely like some problems, but overall, I think
that should not be something coming out of your mouth for this today.
I was like, okay, Usher can sing. But I will say there were moments where I was very uncomfortable, like I said before, with the parts where there was the sex simulation happening that I felt went on a little too long. And not only was it a little too long, it was almost a little too vulgar, even for my big age.
Two things about this sex simulation. Since you're not saying words, you're just saying sex simulation. The man was humping a mic stand and groping his balls on stage. That's what he was doing on stage today. He was doing that.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the dancers when they had that.
Oh, them too. Yes, even that
made me uncomfortable.
Oh my Lord!
I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about that.
Crazy. This is crazy.
It wasn't sex. I know it's supposed to be sexy. It wasn't sexy. I felt felt violated. Like I was watching, and then I was like, let me stop watching because I felt like I was intrude. Like it wasn't like
You were. It was
I was
intrusive.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it didn't feel
Like
like
you.
I was watching like a sexy moment between a couple. I felt like I was being a voyeur. I was being voyeuristic
Yeah.
against my will.
Yeah, you knocked on your roommate's door and opened the door, and they were still doing what they were doing. It was
Yeah.
like, let me stand up here and watch this while you.
And then you're thinking to yourself, well, maybe they know that I'm here and they'll stop. And they just
But
kept
they
going.
don't.
Like, it was just so unnecessary.
You know what? If the whole vibe of the night was giving that, it would have been like, oh man, what an experience we're having. But that's not the experience we were given.
It wasn't.
It was not.
It was just, I don't know, that made me uncomfortable. And then when he brought out so Money Long was also there, not
Virgo.
performing, but he was doing her song. He came out, he was walking the audience in this red outfit with a Louis Vuitton duffel with his Usher dollars in it, just throwing it to the crowd. Makes it to like the special VIP section where Victoria Monet was there and Money Long, Mooney, because that really don't spell money to me. But so he's playing, his DJ is playing Money Long song, Twin.
Let's not talk
Where
about
have you been?
DJ.
And terrible DJ. But
oh my God.
He goes up to Money Long, and I'm not even gonna hold you. I feel bad for her because you can tell her that Usher Raymond was not going to give her the microphone and let her have her moments, and at least sing the chorus with the stadium. That man with the arena. That man said, "We're going to give you your flowers." And let the DJ play the song. It was just in her face and doing the little twin, where have you been dance. And that girl, I think what made me feel for her a little bit was she reached for the mic. Like she was reaching for the mic until he said, "We just want to give you your flowers." And I said to myself,
secondhand embarrassment.
Oh, couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. Because I would have had to snatch the mic out your hand, sir.
Oh, God.
What do you mean?
Oh, God. It was... First of all, the man started the show an hour and 15 minutes late or something like that?
No, an hour and a half late. 8:30. He did not hit that stage till 9:30.
Oh, my God.
Which, Usher, sir, like, excuse me? And these people filmed for like almost 2 hours or a little bit over 2 hours, so be left there a little after 11. Because if he would have ended at like 10:30, I promise you I would have been the sole voice I would have heard in Barclays booing. Because what do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh gosh. The punch up.
Usher's old.
He has a catalog. He has a 30-year catalog of music that is notable and that you can remember. Yeah.
I had a decent time. Was it a Beyonce time? No. Was it a Jay-Z time? No. I had a time.
Was it a Missy time? No. It wasn't. Oh my gosh. My gosh.
I'm also upset because he started to play Throwback, and you couldn't tell me Jadakiss wasn't coming out on stage. And then because Jim Jones was just there, so I'm like, after Jim Jones, you're gonna play Throwback? I went with my friend Javon. She's my concert buddy. I said, Javon, if Jada Aloysius Kiss comes out, you are going to have to hold me back.
I would have had to snatch you back by your braids because you know it was.
I would have just been instant. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. Do you understand?
My wife would have had the left side. I would have had the right side.
Somebody, because I just knew I was going to hear that last. I just knew I was going to hear Jada Aloysius Kiss, and I was ready.
Oh my God!
And so I should deduct another half a point for that and give you the 6.5. But I'm gonna be gracious because you play with my emotions. But would I see him again?
Devotion.
Would I see him again? Not in an arena. Now, if he does a small tour, like something intimate, but I feel like he's singing.
You're gonna be just as annoyed, Joyhdae. You're gonna be just as annoyed because the man don't move like he did in 2001. Yes, he don't move like that. He don't move like 8701 at all. And then come to think about it, if I go back to looking at my 2001 years where I thought that he was like one of the best dancers out there, was he? I don't know, because there's so many better dancers. I don't
All I
know.
know is Usher's body was still making me feel some things, but he was lifting that tank top up. So I might give him another half point back for that.
Good for him. Good for him. Yeah, he was doing a little something for my wife as well. I was like, oh, that's what you like, huh?
Yeah,
because that's not what you're gonna get over here.
Yo, when I tell you I hate you, right? You're not getting that over here.
You'll only get some variation, but it's not gonna be that. No.
You're not getting
also,
that.
I'm twice his height, so it's a different scenario.
But yeah, 7.5 out of 10. I'd give him. Yeah,
you're gracious. You paid for this thing, so you have to say that. But
I'm gracious.
No. If it was free, you would not have given him no damn 7.5. No.
But I'm also being gracious because, again, I am accustomed to Beyonce and Jay-Z, and I just know that my expectations based on them alone, no one is going to meet those expectations, with the exception of possibly Kendrick Lamar, because he came up in the school of Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know what I mean?
I'm sure we're getting there at this episode. I'm sure we're getting there. So let's not talk about Kendrick.
He's next. He's next. Oh, you want to push him to the end because he was going to be next?
Because like you're saying, nobody's giving you that. I beg to differ. I think Victoria Monet, who was also there that night, would have given me what I needed to see. I think.
See.
Also, I watched the VMAs this past week against my better judgment, and I was highly surprised. I'm just saying, it was way more entertaining than I thought. I bring that up to say the video vanguard person was Katy Perry this year. And the performance she put on was stellar. Like, I kid you not, Joyhdae, and this is not even cap or nothing. If you put me in a Katy Perry concert and you put me in the Usher concert, I swear to you, I would have been more happy to have paid for the Katy Perry performance. Plain and simple. Like, it was not good, Joyhdae. It was not good.
I had a time. I will say this about Victoria Monet. The couple of times that I have seen performances from her live or from her concerts, while she does good vocally, she struggles a little bit with the dancing and singing and leaves a lot for me to be desired. But he knows better than to like. I mean, yeah, but he would do the like the overplay of like the audio so that we don't hear him struggling. Whereas she's trying to sing that note, and it's just not. You gotta learn. You gotta learn. And I'm giving her grace because she's still a baby performer. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think she's going to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the couple of times that I have seen her vocally, I have been like,
Usher did a lot of walking around when he needed to hit notes because all that, whatever. He was sweating bullets 2 minutes into the show.
Oh, yeah, nah.
He was like, because I'm just saying.
I don't know why men do this, but you're on tour with these lights. If you're not gonna have Beyonce fans on I'm gonna need you to dress accordingly, because why are you in the middle of Barclays in a full floor-length fur, sir?
That's the question. In September, which I told y'all is summertime.
Future Usher came out and you was in head-to-toe Kanye's apparel with a whole hood. It's hot. It is hot in that arena. It is hot.
It was hot.
The only time Usher was probably not sweating was when he was in his 8701 tank top. And I would also say to his choreographer, having Usher pour water on himself was not smart, only because he got on the front of his pants, and for the rest of that performance, it looked like my man peed on himself. And I did get a little distracted in that moment because I forgot he had poured water on himself, and I said, I know.
Oh man.
He did not just. So I will say that there was definitely some hiccups. It's obvious that he needed more time, I think. I'm going to say that he needed more time. Other people get, years, they spend years, at least a year working these stuff out, and he was doing all this stuff back to 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 back. He may have wanted to hold off on this past and Future tour so he could get it together,
What he
including the
should
graphics.
the graphics terrible. What he should have done though is not make it a solo show. He should have brought out other people so that we would have felt like we got a concise show from him
Yeah, that's true.
and that we would have been entertained by other people. That's all I'm saying. But like, you couldn't get me to give him any more money. Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. I might give him another chance, but I'm an Usher fan. I
Good
might.
for you.
It depends. It
Good
depends
for
on
you.
the. If it's another arena tour and it's just him, probably not. But if it's like something small and intimate,
Mm.
yeah, we'll
This is
see.
gonna be a long episode, by the way. I'm just gonna say this right now because I ain't gonna be here next week, and we still have things to talk about. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say, all right, cool.
Okay, I'm gonna save the net. I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna. So Shannon Sharpe decided that
Oh Lord,
he wanted to put the gay rumors to rest accidentally on IG Live by clapping some cheeks. Okay.
accidentally.
Um, just I
I don't understand. I don't.
90 seconds of Shannon Sharpe clapping cheeks with over 6,000 people, mostly men, listening in. Some of y'all need to go outside and touch some grass because why were y'all still listening? Why
Okay,
were y'all still there?
okay. Again, I was telling my wife, I blame Joyhdae because I could be living such a oblivious, simple life. But because we do this show and she tells me, "Hey, we want to talk about this." She don't tell me exactly what I'm supposed to be looking up. She just says, "I'm going to talk about Shannon Sharpe." I said, "What happened to Shannon Sharpe?" So then I look up Shannon Sharpe. I can't get this time back today. I cannot. Like, I just
Wait,
cannot.
I gotta catch my breath. Call me Usher. I gotta catch my breath.
Oh
Oh
goodness! Like,
shit.
why did I need to see this? Like,
I
or
Why
hear
did any
this
of
for that
us? Why
matter?
did any of us
For that
need to
matter.
hear this or see this? It's because the internet is not a real place, and they should have given us restrictions back in 2008. Like Ray, my friend Ray, who's a new listener, said the internet should have been. They should have taken it away from us in 2008. And Ray, you were right. So initially, Shannon claimed that his account was hacked, but like, sir, we're not stupid. Like, and y'all have to realize you can't even use that as an excuse anymore in 2024. Like, you just can't. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you're a celebrity, like, you just can't. Like,
Yeah.
so on his podcast, Nightcap, he admitted the incident was not a hacked or staged event, but an accident. He expressed deep embarrassment, noting his unfamiliar noting that he was unfamiliar, God, with Instagram Live. He added, obviously, I'm embarrassed. I'm someone that is extremely, extremely private, and to have one of your most intimate details, the audio heard for the entire world to hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons. I just,
Oh God.
I, you know, that's
So
one way to get rid of the gay rumors. That's just,
So I watched a clip of Cameron breaking all of this down, and he was so on point with all of it. Like, it's like you have to go through so many steps to get to Instagram, like to be live on Instagram. I don't know how you just supposedly flung the phone on the bed and somehow the phone said, "You know what I think you want to do right now is go live. So let me do that for you." I don't know how the phone would do that. Like, I don't know. Also, the whole, people calling me gay. All right, I'm gonna have sex with a woman. There that goes. And then his reactions to it with Ocho on his show. It just feels so premeditated, and nobody asked for this. Like,
we didn't.
I'm
I will
sad.
say the first thing that crossed my mind, and I literally couldn't care less if Shannon Sharpe was gay, straight, bi, whatever, was everyone saying like this is one way to get rid of like the gay rumors. But in my mind, I'm like, a lot of trans women sound feminine. We don't know who he was sleeping with.
Oh my God. Here we go. Here we go.
Either way,
Oh
Unc was
God.
getting Unc was getting busy clapping somebody's cheeks, and now we all know about it, and we didn't need to.
The
We
punch up.
truly did not need
The
to.
punch up. The punch up. Shannon's having a remarkable year. He's the
He
most
is.
popular he's ever been in his life.
He is. He
That's
is.
the punch up.
Good job, Shannon Sharpe. Do we go? No, we're gonna end the episode on a positive note. So we're gonna take it down.
Okay.
Dawn Rashard, formerly of Danity Kane, filed a lawsuit in federal court against Sean Diddy Combs, alleging sexual abuse, harassment, mistreatment during her time working with him, dating back to her 2004 audition for making the band. She claims he sexually assaulted her multiple times, including groping and forcing her to undress. She also says she witnessed Combs physically abusing Cassie. The lawsuit also states that he deprived her and other performers of basic needs like food and sleep, often forcing them to rehearse for up to 48 hours straight. She developed health issues, including anemia and joint pain due to the overwork and lack of care. And that Combs threatened her career when she attempted to help Cassie leave him. She also said he owes her money. There was also a story that I read in which she said that she angered him and he locked her in a car. No handles inside, and the girl had to call her father to come get her. And when her father arrived, I don't know if he was, obviously he was in the area or he was still in wherever they were. She was still locked in the car, and her father had to come free her. I under the jail.
Joyhdae.
Under the jail, you must do time. Under the jail.
As I was explaining this to my wife, I was shaking because I was like, she called her father. Her father came from Baltimore
That's where
to
he
New
was.
York, to rescue this girl. Now, Dawn has alleged, which I think I believe, but she has alleged that he's threatened her life and all of these things, and her father was afraid for his life and all of that type of stuff. Today, when I tell you, I don't care who the fuck you are. I really don't. If my daughter's calling me from inside of a vehicle that she can't get out of because you've removed the doorknobs for this specific reason, and I have to come rescue her from you, jail is not the worst thing that can happen to me.
Nah,
I'm just going to say that right now. And if I'm going to jail, I'm not the only one going down. I,
absolutely.
I swear to you, y'all gonna be like, remember when Diddy this, remember when Diddy that, because Diddy would no longer like exist. Because I don't care.
I
I'm not going down for no reason. I'm not going down for no reason. It's gonna be for a reason. Like
I'll
this kid,
say
like what, like nah. Like when I went through the lawsuit, this is the most damning lawsuit yet. The amount of details in here that is so like, oh my gosh, like I'm still buzzing right now. I have goosebumps. Like this is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And then for all of y'all crazy people talking about all the there was so many other people that were around that could have figured out all of this, whatever. People were scared for their life. The man talking about I will disappear you and all of these things, and I'm pretty sure they have seen people disappear. And so there's legit reason for these people to be scared for their lives. And so you can't speak from from a perspective that you have no idea about. You were never in the entertainment industry, a lot of these people. And so I understand it. And he was a very like is whatever, who cares, a very powerful person in this entertainment business. But again, I say, had it been my daughter, he would have been a very important person in this business, because after me, this would have been the worst thing that has ever happened to him. I swear to you. I'm going down, you going down. That's it.
I just wish people in this day and age would stop trying to not understand what it means to be a victim
Victim.
and stop trying to. I tell y'all all the time that I'm an independent woman, and I would pray that I'm never in a situation like this. But I can only imagine how scared someone must feel thinking that this person has their life, their well being, in literally in the palm of their hands, and is risking that by telling some of you Nimrods what they've gone through just for you to say, some asinine comment about why wait till now, or this is a money grab, or this is this, that, and the third. Because at the end of the day, what history has taught us is that victims don't get their flowers until later, until it's too late.
Too late.
And she's risking a lot speaking out because there's going to still be people within the industry that she is in that will probably choose not to work with her because of this. I I have no words. It's sickening. I pray for all of the victims healing. Uh it I just it gets worse. You know what I mean? Like when you
It
think it can't get any
any
worse,
worse? Yeah, we've
it
been.
gets worse.
I told you
And
just a couple episodes ago that I heard that there was going to be a lot more coming out when it comes to this, and we made a joke about it and all of that. But like, here we are, and it's just getting worser, as you like to
and
say,
it's
worser.
getting worse. And I don't know. I just wish her I hope she gets everything that she deserves and then some. And I wish he has the rest of the life that he deserves, which isn't a good one at this point because it's just. I remember
It's
at one point I said he could come back from this because people's memories are short.
yeah,
I'm gonna amend that. It's a wrap. It's
it's
it's a
sickening.
wrap. It because
Some
it's the more things come out, the more depraved he becomes, the worse it becomes, and he doesn't deserve anything good.
she part of the thing was she was like she witnessed him throwing a hot pan of eggs at Cassie's head, and Cassie like retreating to the fetal position on the ground because she's so scared of this person. Like I can't I can't imagine stuff like this. This is, oh my gosh, like like all the research I've done on this, people are now coming out talking about his what is it called, freak something parties, or and all of these like different rituals and different supposed all alleged or whatever different things that happen with men and women at his parties, and just the mental abuse. We're talking about why we're blaming victims when he's depriving people of sleep. That's one of the main things people do in order to control people when they're
Right.
abusing them, whether it be regular domestic violence or like cult violence or whatever. Or like, come on, depriving people of food, like 48 hours of straight, like basically slave work, because that's what they're doing at this point. Like, this is all disgusting to me. It is so, whatever is alleged, I mean, again, it's alleged, but like I tend to I want to believe a lot of what I'm reading here, and there are lots of stories about, I'm gonna leave it. I don't know that I'm getting back into the entertainment industry, but like it is what it is. It's just not. It's not good. And I pray for Dawn. I pray for Cassie. I pray for all the rest of the victims. He just got a judgment on $100 million judgment for a case from a man that's in jail right now because he didn't report, like he didn't answer to
Yeah,
a lawsuit. Which, who knows if he's gonna ever get any of that money. But like, it's looking
he's
bad
not.
for this dude.
It is looking bad. I remember too. Another part that I read, and then we'll move on, is how he forced them to go to like a party, and she was seeing like a whole lot of weird shit happening, and she wanted to leave, and she spoke to his assistant, and his assistant was like, "Let me think of a way to make it make sense so that you don't get in trouble." And like, wow,
I heard the same story, another story about this assistant. I don't know if it's the same assistant, but I think it's the same assistant where
Capricorn, I think her name is.
he got into it with the assistant and took her passport and went back to America with her passport, leaving her stranded in the UK.
Like, lock
Today,
him.
today,
Honestly, don't even lock him up. At this point, dip him in some hot oil because this is just.
part of the like they allege that some of the parties or whatever, that these Diddy parties or whatever, that these people show up to the parties and immediately their phones and any recording devices or anything that they have is, you know, immediately confiscated, and then they proceed to, oh God, assault both women and men in solo and multi situations. Like, and this is like,
I mean, I will say I've always known that the entertainment industry has been weird because at one point in time I worked PR, and some people's favorite rappers were definitely doing things with
mm,
men
mm,
who you would think are straight. And I remember that was the first time I'd experienced anything like that, and I was just like,
yeah.
oh, that's partly why Star Jones had me blocked, but that's another story.
The gay stuff doesn't bother me. It's the abuse part of it that's really bothering me.
The gay stuff doesn't bother me, only when the people who I know have at one point or another done things with men have pushed very homophobic,
Yeah,
anti-gay rhetoric.
yeah,
That's when it
yeah,
bothers me. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
I couldn't care less if you're gay. I don't. It doesn't
Right,
bother me none.
right.
But it's only when I know that you're a part of a lifestyle that you take the time to disparage
Yeah.
vocally. That's
And
when
and let's be real, that disparagement of homosexual and whatever type of sexual people or whatever, let's not get that twisted. That also is abuse. That also
yeah,
is violence, and we're not condoning any of that. And
no,
I'm just sick to my stomach, like reading the details and seeing the stuff on the internet about what's gone on. This is the most damning lawsuit yet, and
yeah.
now supposedly there's still more. So,
I wouldn't be surprised at
oh
this
my God.
point. From one sick bastard to another, Donald Trump got his ass stomped on the debate stage by Kamala Harris. And I just need y'all to know
Oh God.
that
Oh God.
Kamala baited him. He took the bait every goddamn time. She was just good. And because of her, we've gotten a lot of great
Sound
new
bites.
songs and sound bites, because apparently Haitians are out here eating cats and dogs,
Okay. Again, I tell
which,
y'all all the time, I'm Haitian adjacent. I'm Haitian adjacent. My wife and her family is from Haiti. Why they gotta eat cats and dogs? Have y'all ever tasted Haitian food?
listen,
It is too good. Why they gotta
listen,
like this? This is, come on. Let's
all
not
I'm
do that.
saying,
What we're not gonna do is that. Let's not do that.
first of all, most Haitian people don't even like pets. Okay? They don't want animals in their house.
And that's right.
Okay? And it's so ridiculous to think that. So y'all got to think about logistically, like how this would happen. So you mean to tell me random Haitian migrants just happen to know homes that have dogs and or cats, and is just walking into people's said
And
homes
stealing their
and saying,
pets.
I would like this pet. And then the person is just like, oh, okay. And letting them walk out with said pet, and then not calling the police, not saying anything. Like,
Oh God.
so we
Oh
got that
God.
soundbite, which also led to a dope song. Um, where is now I want it as my ringtone, honestly, where they just basically said, eat the cat, eat the cat, eat the cat. Yes,
It's
that's
on
what, yes.
social. It's on social.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's on socials if you haven't heard it. It just didn't go well. He also admitted to basically not talking to JD Vance, which I don't know
He
if that's
did.
going to be your vice
Your
president.
vice president.
You might want to have a conversation with him.
Oh, come
Um,
on.
it was just great. If you're still undecided, you were never undecided. Just vote for Trump and just know that you are probably the weakest link, and that's just the bottom line.
You
There's
are the
no reason for you to
problem.
be. You are like. There's just
You
no
are the
reason for you to
problem.
be undecided. Like, you are the weakest link, and that's okay. Just embrace that and just know that that's you. Sidebar: before we get to the very last subject, Jill Stein made the mistake of going on the Breakfast Club. And I say she made the mistake because the Breakfast Club actually did the right thing by having Angela Rye in the building when Jill Stein was on the Breakfast Club. This woman who was running for president was asked, how many representatives are there in Congress total? Republicans,
Yikes.
Democrats, Independents.
Yikes.
Jill Stein said 600 and something. It's only 438.
Yikes.
Okay, she didn't ask you for, she said the House of Representatives. She didn't say the House and Senate. So the House of Representatives, you did not know. Angela Rye also let Jill Stein know that she is a professional loser. She has run 7 times and has lost 7 times. From governor to presidential. She asked her, what is your path to winning? And then basically Jill Stein said that Angela Rye was just parroting white supremacy talking points. A white woman told a black woman on national radio that she is parroting white supremacy talking points against her, a white woman. Make it make sense. If you still think that Jill Stein is serious, you are also a part of the problem. She is not serious.
I don't know who thinks she's serious, but okay.
There's people who think she's serious. Moving on to the greatest topic that has ever happened to us.
All right. Let's get to it.
Kendrick Jamal, I don't even know his last name. Lamar. Why did I say I didn't know his last name?
I'm going to leave that alone. Whatever. Kendrick Lamar.
Again, Kendrick Jamal Lamar. I think I said Jamal and Lamar go together, and whatever. Has been announced as the halftime show performer for the Super Bowl on February 9th, 2025 in New Orleans.
Yes,
He is the first rapper to be the sole headliner of a Super Bowl halftime show.
Yes.
Kendrick Lamar is diabolical. Before we get into the backlash of anything, Kendrick Lamar is diabolical. Drake said in First Person Shooter that he is bigger than the Super Bowl. And Kendrick Lamar said, hold my beer, I am the Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
I don't want anybody to dislike me as much as Kendrick Lamar genuinely dislikes Drake. Do you understand me?
It's like never ending. A whole year of like, oh, you thought it was over. No. But wait, there's more.
Like, and the fact that, like, apparently they've said, I've seen people say that Drake has dropped like 14 songs or something like that since the beef. Like, ones that he's trying to put out as like, like, whatever, to get his footing back.
He dropped songs?
Apparently,
I did not know that. I genuinely did not know that.
If I didn't love Kendrick Lamar more, any more than I already do,
Okay, the punch up. Drake for a long time was the biggest rapper in the world.
Yeah, because people don't have taste.
Continue.
So he was announced as the headliner. Of course, people have reactions because there are artists from New Orleans that they feel like should have been the headliner, such as
I have big
Lil
thoughts.
Wayne, Jenkins. I have huge thoughts.
Okay.
So let's get to, before we get to why Lil Wayne was never going to be picked as the headliner for the Super Bowl, we had reactions from people like Onika, Birdman, and Master P. I think Master P was the most...
He started it off, I think.
But I think his wasn't as awful to me as Onika and Birdman. First to Birdman, you are 107 years old. Nobody is scared of you. Nobody is scared of you.
Oh, God.
This is not 1999 or 2000. You are not clapping anybody, least of all Jay-Z. Are you fucking serious, my guy?
Put some respect on his name, Joyhdae. All right?
You're not even Jamaican and don't know that the word 3 has an H in it. Okay? We don't respect you. The only people that respect you are the people that are around you. Let's be for real. Like, sir, you are the least liked person out of the whole Cash Money crew.
Oh, no.
And it's your crew.
Oh, no.
Manny Fresh is liked more than you, and we only see that nigga every 15 years when he come out with, what happened to that boy? Every time we see that nigga, we don't like you. We're not scared of you, okay? Nobody's scared, least of all, Sean Corey Carter.
Oh
He's
Lord.
not worried about you. So
Oh
we
boy.
we're gonna make sure they put respect on our names. My guy, if they don't put they haven't put respect on your name now, it's too late. Move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Move on.
So my thoughts are a bit nuanced here. I like this pick. I like this pick a lot. I like it a lot for a lot of reasons. First, the Kendrick portion of the 2022, was it
Mm-hmm.
2022? I
I
think
believe
it's
so.
2022 Super Bowl was the best part of the Super Bowl. That man puts on a show.
A
And
show.
when I'm talking about precision with his dancers and all that, Usher, you could look at that and make a show from that. I'm just saying.
When I tell you I
Oh,
hate you,
you know who that is? You know who that is?
you're the man who has a crush on your wife.
The man who has the crush on my wife. Stand by. All right.
What makes it
Oh,
funny about how he rang that bell was like he rang it twice with like precision. Ding dong, ding dong. You gonna answer this door?
oh, the sheer disappointment on his face when it was me.
He's like, what time?
Oh gosh, where was I? Where was I?
Um,
Okay, what did I
Kendrick,
say last?
2022. Usher could
Okay,
take no.
yeah. So yeah, that was like the epitome of a performance. So now I just can't wait to see what he's going to do because this is Kendrick's year.
Yeah.
2024 is Kendrick's year. So there's lots for him to show. Uh, I am under the impression that he's going to drop an album as well in between now and then. And so it's going to be even more amazing. Secondly, when he announced it that it was going to be in New Orleans, immediately in my brain was, oh, he's going to bring out Lil Wayne. That was my
Mine
immediate
too.
thought because
Mine too.
they Jay is a fan of Lil Wayne as far as I know, and Jay's putting together the Super Bowl. But let's get real. The NFL is about profits. They saw what that man did in 2022 and was like, bring him here. And he's having the year that he's having. We need that here. That's what we need. And so they never were going to put Lil Wayne, who was the biggest rapper at one point, but is no longer the biggest rapper. The man has a tour right now that you can still get seats to if you want. Like Kendrick put out a concert today. In 3 minutes, it will be sold out. There's a difference. It's not the same thing. It is really not the same thing. And so I just feel like everybody popped off so early that now it's even weirder for him to bring out a Lil Wayne now because of all of this, right? My last point. My last point on this is after I said, "Oh, I'm thinking he's gonna bring Lil Wayne out and it's gonna be a moment and all that." Then I thought about it. Lil Wayne, Cash Money, Young Money, Drake, Young Money. It's either no, I'm not bringing out Lil Wayne because of that connection, or I'm gonna bring out Lil Wayne to be even more diabolical. And so I was just like,
And
"Oh
we
my
know
god."
how diabolical Kendrick is. He was bringing out Little Wayne. Little Wayne is touching that stage. He's that
Oh my
diabolical.
goodness.
I'm not gonna hold you. That was my thought too. Was like immediately I was like, because Kendrick is not just a student of the culture, he is a part of the culture.
Yeah.
The natural thing for him to do would be to bring out Cash Money, not Young
Yeah.
Money,
Yeah.
Cash Money.
Yeah.
And I already knew in my mind Wayne was coming out. Okay,
Yeah.
he was gonna get to do his little lollipop freestyle and have everybody go crazy,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
First of all, let's clear up a couple of things because people seem to be upset because they always like to blame Rock Nation for everything. Apparently, Rock
Oh,
Nation is God.
Rock Nation is the devil at this point, apparently.
The host city is who picks the performer. They are given a short list of potential performers to choose from, and the host city gets the final say as to who gets to perform at the Super Bowl in their city.
I didn't know
So
that.
New Orleans did not pick Lil Wayne, okay? Because New Orleans has
Interesting.
seen Lil Wayne's most recent performances and knows that Lil Wayne does not have a catalog that can be shown on primetime TV.
Mm. Yeah, and that's another thing. That's another thing. If you watched Kendrick's performance from 2022, the way he edited himself and was very PC with what could have not been PC is they were like, "Oh, and he's professional. This is crazy. Like this is
The
amazing."
And in the year 2024 of our good Lord and Savior, Lil Wayne is still on lead. That dude don't know what day of the week it is. He's
I don't
not
know about that.
rehearsing enough.
I don't
He's
know.
not rehearsing enough to put on a fabulous Super Bowl halftime show.
Right.
I know this, you know this, because we've seen some of his most recent performances. And if that's the best that he has right now,
Mm.
February will be here before we blink an eye. He's
It
not
will.
ready.
It will. It will
Okay?
be
He's
here.
not
Yeah.
ready.
I was under the impression that this was Taylor Swift's year because Taylor Swift is, it's NFL Taylor Swift. That's what it is now. That it like so. I was under the impression it was going to be her, but I didn't know that.
Jay-Z
I didn't know that
said,
the city picks it. I didn't know that the city picks the performance,
Rock Nation said, we're going to give you this short list, and it's always going to be about us, the Negroes.
which I
Okay?
appreciate. Which I
We're going to,
appreciate.
because the rest of y'all don't do it like we do. Okay? No
And the
shade to
numbers show
everybody
it.
else.
The numbers
Yeah,
show it.
the numbers show it. The next thing, Onika, I'm going to hold your hands with hand sanitizer on mine as I say this. Seek help, mama. Seek help. Okay? She got online and said directly, criticizing Jay-Z, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego. Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, the GOAT, Nola, what's good? First of all, when Birdman tried to get, let's not ignore the fact, or let's not forget the fact that Birdman at one point tried to have Lil Wayne murdered. Okay? That's hip hop history.
Oof.
The second thing is, if you ask Lil Wayne himself, Jay-Z is more than just a regular person to him, because when Lil Wayne was $14 million in tax debt, who paid that tax bill and didn't say anything about it?
Mm.
It wasn't Birdman. It was
Mm.
Sean Corey Carter. And the only reason we knew is because Lil Wayne told us, because he
Right.
felt like he had to give that man his crown.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Then she said, Nicki contrasted Jay-Z's actions with Colin Kaepernick, stating, one nigga took a knee, the other nigga took the bag. Man, you're still taking the bag. What have you done?
God,
And let's
come
also
on.
back to the quote, denying a young black man. Is Kendrick not black?
Yo, I'm laughing because I knew nothing about her reactions because I paid no attention. I saw the headline that Nicki said something and I just kept on scrolling. I didn't pay any attention to this. So anything you're telling me right now is brand new news to me. But it's not surprising.
She said, denying a young black man, as though Kendrick Lamar has not been the staunchest black man in hip hop as of late.
Oh.
Are we serious?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Are we serious, Onika?
Like, I think the last that I saw, Not Like Us, is 5 times platinum on its way to diamond. It's not even been a year.
It's been a couple
not
of
even
months.
been a half a year.
It's been a couple of months. Okay.
Okay.
Then I think she realized at some point that the last person she wants to put her in a song
I just
Kendrick
thought
Lamar.
about that.
Because she later clarified her stance, saying that you can love and respect Kendrick and still love and respect Wayne. Even Kendrick loves and respects Wayne. Every real rapper loves and respects Wayne. That's not how you started this whole
That's not how you.
And
you
I
got
know
a little spicy.
somebody in your camp who was not high on
Correct.
cocaine said,
Correct.
you may want to dial this back a little bit, because he's about to have a couple 100 million people screaming in a stadium that Drake is a pedophile. You don't want you in your name or something that alludes to you to be a part of the next new song that Kendrick drops before the Super Bowl. Because he will. And you're not, while you're good, you're not Kendrick good.
Watch the Super Bowl have the highest viewership ever. And we're not even talking about the heydays when people didn't have nothing else better to do other than watch TV, when the internet didn't exist, when all these things. We're not talking about those days when the heydays of Michael Jackson and all that. Watch in 2025 it be the biggest viewership ever.
Because I shall be watching.
I'll be watching on my TV, on my laptop, on my iPad, and my iPhone at the same time.
Every electronic that I could have open. Do you understand me? And I will be screaming at the top of my lungs in my very quiet building, A minor!
And the old lady next to you will also be yelling, A minor.
Okay. I am ready. Not only because Kendrick we saw what he did with Goon Teeth, the pop out.
Oh
that was a show.
Oh my
and
God.
There was no hiccups.
Oh my God.
There was my man had no hiccups at that show.
That was a show that didn't even include the choreography from the 2022 Super Bowl. And that was a show.
Like, let's be for real.
Now you're getting me mad. Now you're getting me even more mad that I paid for Usher. I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is, Onika, tread lightly, because Kendrick's a wordsmith, mama. And he will come for you.
Oh, yeah.
And there's really not much. There's certain people you can battle. I think Kendrick has basically shown us that he never aspired to what Michelle told us about going low and going high. Okay? And we know that the life that you're currently living with your rapist husband does not lend you a lot of room. So you're only giving him more ammo against Aubrey.
The punch up. At one point, Nicki was the biggest female rapper in the world.
Nicki, listen, I'll give you a punch up. Her verse on Monster still eats to this day. And I still rack that with my heart.
We didn't touch on the VMAs too much, but Glorilla fucked up the TGIF. Yo, when I tell you, Glorilla was the highlight of my show, I think, of the show. Next to Katy Perry. Both her and Katy Perry, those two performances were amazing at the VMAs.
I would just like to say to Nat, when I said to you in Vance that I liked Gloria Hallelujah over Ice Aloysius Spice, y'all came for me. And y'all was like, nah. And I said, I don't know. It's something about Gloria Hallelujah.
Oh, man.
I would like to just say the Oracle.
Okay? Oh, man.
I told y'all Gloria Hallelujah was a vibe. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's where we're at. I'm ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Also, before we move on to the dad jokes, because we're not going to be recording, Ryan's birthday is on September 20th. Okay?
Oh, shucks.
Shucks. So, on September 20th, I don't care if it's an old episode. I don't care if it's this episode. I need the happy birthdays. I need y'all to scour Instagram for him because he don't post. And leave him.
I'm gonna try.
Happy birthday. He says this every 3 months and he's lying.
Say it every single week.
He is lying. Okay? He is lying. So just go to his Instagram, find an old post, and just put "Happy Birthday, Ryan" under it.
God.
And it's old Black Ryan. His birthday is September 20th. Okay.
Yeah.
Just do me that favor.
Yeah.
And at least maybe if y'all comment and spam his comments with happy birthdays on Instagram, he'll stop lying to y'all faces and actually post something once every 3 weeks. I don't know.
I'm gonna try to take some pictures in the tropics on the 19th and then have it posted for the 20th. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna
tell y'all exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get a picture of like a gorgeous view. And it's going to be snow because New York weather likes to act a fucking fool. And then Ryan going to be like, but look at what I'm looking at. And then y'all not going to go
petty,
nothing.
Joyhdae. I am not that petty.
Y'all not going to see nothing.
I'm sorry.
My God. For you, no, you are. You went on vacation with your wife one time and it was like freezing fucking cold here. And you sent me a picture like.
But that was just a picture from my friend, Joyhdae. That was just a picture from my friend.
I believe the message that accompanied it was like, we not cold out here. Or some dumb shit.
I need receipts. I need to see it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Find it.
I'm gonna look it up. Because you be petty. You definitely was rubbing that shit in.
Oh God. Okay, so speaking of
Yeah.
my wife was on one this week, and she was just like, "Why don't I take her out to dinner?" And I was like, "I don't go on dates with married women."
Ryan, I just, I
What
just,
you got? What you got?
why? All of my jokes are corny. I think I have one that you'll really like though. What kind of doctor is Dr. Pepper?
Oh gosh, it's right at the tip of my tongue. Oh my goodness. Oh man. What?
A physician.
Oh man. I remember seeing that joke. That's not where I was going, but yes, I remember.
None of my jokes are spicy this week.
Okay. Oh, none. Okay. Since you wanted to tell a pirate joke last week, I am going to remix your joke from last week and ask
Okay.
you, what is a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet?
Arr.
No.
What?
The C.
Oh my God.
No,
First
speaking
of
of
all,
pirates, speaking of pirates.
before you go on to the next one, I definitely said R with everything that I had in me, just for it to be the C. I'm done.
Speaking of pirates, where do pirates buy their hooks?
Oh God, where?
At the secondhand store. It's my birthday. It's my birthday
I
episode.
just, I just, wow. How did the Dairy Queen get pregnant?
Oh man. Something to do with screaming? I don't know.
No. The burger. I can't. The Burger King forgot to wrap his Whopper.
Mm. Mm. So I once dated a girl with a lazy eye,
Oh God.
but I had to break up with her because I was always worried she was seeing someone on the side.
Just if any of our listeners have lazy eyes, I apologize.
I could have landed that even better, but that works. That works.
If any of y'all are lazy eyed, I apologize. What does the sushi say to the bee?
Wasabi.
Yeah.
I think either I or you told me that one. That's a good joke.
Natalie
That's a good
gave me
joke.
that one this week.
Natalie, I'm gonna
Too.
need you to remember the jokes too. We can't remember all of them. I'm gonna need you to remember the jokes. All right.
I have one more.
I have yeah, a couple more, but I guess I can.
No, you can wrap it up with yours because this one I think you're gonna like.
All right, but before I wrap it up, my wife also, while I was doing groceries this week, told me on my way home that I should pick up, 6 cans of Sprite.
Oh God.
When I got home, I realized I picked 7 up.
Ryan.
Virgo Season Show at gmail.com is the email address. Yeah,
Listen,
she done told you what she wants you to do, so just send me something nice for my birthday.
Send him an e-card, or you can find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Virgo Season Show. You can find Ryan at Black Ryan and me at Joyhdae, and you can leave Ryan birthday messages or tag me so I can repost them since he don't be on his socials anyway. And then we'll make sure he gets all the birthday love this year.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. I will be working on a newer version of the website while I am away. And so we should have merch by the next time we come back to see y'all.
Woohoo! too. And if y'all haven't seen the merch, it's in the last episode, so y'all could just go back and watch it from
Yeah,
beginning to end
yeah,
until you see the new merch.
yes, but yes, it should be there. But don't hold me to it, because if I'm having the time, it won't. All
Yeah,
right.
and he needs to be having the time.
Okay.
What do you call a man with a rubber toe?
Roberto.
Shut up. Why would you
That was
know
my
that?
joke. That was my
Did you
joke.
do that?
I did do that joke. I did
Oh
do
my
that.
God. I despise you.
I was supposed to say it. I don't know how I could say it.
Roberto.
Yeah. Okay. So again, one last one for the wife.
I
If
hope
it
she gets you
don't
in your solar plexus.
if it don't land that hard, I'll have a corny one after that. So, and maybe one more corny one too. We'll see. I told my wife the neighbor passed away. She said, "Who? Ray?" I said, "Too soon."
I
Love that joke.
not hooray.
I love that joke. All right. I'm going to save the rest. Virgo season.